Hi and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to Dr. Shariman. So my name is Nadia binti Cik Hussein. My metric number is D20202096629, and today I will present about inkjet printer that apply the concept of electrostatic. So for the introduction, non-impact printers have three main categories. So firstly, laser printer that use a laser beam to attract toner to an area of the paper. Second, thermal printer that transfer wax-based ink or use heated pins to directly imprint an image on specially treated paper. And third, inkjet printer that spray a jet of liquid ink. Inkjet printer were developed after dot matrix printer using non-attack working method. This printer used ink to print text, graphics, and image onto various types of paper. Even this inkjet printer commonly used at homes and small office, but mostly many commercial printing companies use this printer to produce high quality brochure, flyers, and other pieces. How inkjet printer works? Inkjet printers spray thousands of droplets of ink onto a piece of paper where the colors are combined to form an image or text. The colors and the size of this droplet can be altered to produce a sharp and photorealistic image. Next, the inkjet printer can produce nearly any color by simultaneously heating and depositing various amounts of color, which is from black, cyan, magenta, and yellow ink cartridges. So for more details, we can look at the picture in the slide. The orange color, which is labeled as heating element, will be heat up and forming a bubble in the ink. The growing bubble will force the ink out from the tube, so it will produce an image on the paper. For the application of the inkjet printer, the inkjet printer employs electrostatic. A nozzle makes a fine spray of tiny ink droplets which are then given an electrostatic charge. Once charged, the droplet can be directed using pairs of charge with great precision to form letters and image on paper. Inkjet printer can produce color image by using a black jet and three other jets with primary colors. Next for the working principle of the inkjet printer. First, the color ink is passed through a very small hole called a nozzle, which separates the ink into many tiny droplets. Here we can look the small hole that we call nozzle. Next, the tiny droplets are given an electrostatic charge. The direction in which the charge in droplets move can be controlled by electrically charged metal plates. A voltage on the plates means that the charge in droplet will be attracted to one plate and repelled by the other. This is very similar to a cathode ray oscilloscope where an electron beam is directed to a particular place on the screen. In the picture, the ink droplets have a positive charge. Here we can see the red color have a positive charge. The ink droplets are attracted to the negative plate that we call as load and repelled by the positive plate that we call as ground. By controlling the voltage on the plates, a particular ink drop can be precisely positioned on the paper. And lastly, there are many nozzles and the final picture is made up from a very large number of color ink drops, each in exactly the right place for the image. So next we will go more details about the advantage and disadvantage of the inkjet printer. Okay, for the advantage of using the inkjet printer is first, the inkjet printer is much affordable. Inkjet printer are more cheaper than laser printers since inkjet printer have a low initial cost. Okay, inkjet printer use a liquid ink cartridges while laser printer use a toner cartridges to print. It is because the process of making the ink is much cheaper than toner. Okay, next, the inkjet printer have a high quality of output capable of printing fine and smooth details. Okay, ink cartridges are highly pigmented and provide a high quality output image including the text. Okay, next, the inkjet printer have a safe startup time. Okay, unlike laser printers, inkjet printer do not need the wake up time to start print the paper. Okay, last but not least, for the advantage, the inkjet printer support many paper types. It can handle both regular and thick papers such as letterheads or cardstock. Okay, lastly, for the advantage, the inkjet printer is more quieter than dot matrix printer. Okay, the inkjet printer do not cause any distractions to the work environment by producing loud noise. Okay, there is also some disadvantage of the inkjet printer. So firstly, the inkjet printer have a low speed while printing the large document. Next, the inkjet printer have expensive replacement ink cartridges. Even the initial cost of inkjet printer is lower, as I mentioned in the advantage, the inkjet cartridge is costly and it must be replaced frequently. Next, the inkjet printer have a high maintenance cost. Inkjet printer are getting most common problem, which is ink clogging. Even though inkjet printer are equipped with automatic maintenance cycles, the cartridges must be replaced frequently. Okay, next, the disadvantage of the inkjet printer is if any water comes into contact with the ink before drying, it will cause smudges. So lastly, for the disadvantage of inkjet printer is the ink will be dry up very fastly if we not using it because the inkjet printer use a liquid ink. Okay, lastly, for the conclusion, okay, first, electrostatic is the study of electric fields in static equilibrium. Okay, second, in real life, electrostatic application make human activities become more easier. Okay, for example, many people want to produce a high quality of the pictures, brochure, graphic and others. So they can use this inkjet printer to have that high quality of printing. In addition, inkjet printer is more affordable. Okay, lastly, for the conclusion is the advancement of new technologies based on the application of electrostatic or physics will become more advanced. So that's all from me about the inkjet printer that apply the concept of electrostatic. So thank you, Doctor, for hear my presentation for today. Thank you.